The secondary transition process is at the heart of IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Its intent is to prepare students for future education, employment, and independent living. It is thinking beyond the high school diploma. The discouraging statistics on the employment rates of people with disabilities led the federal government to mandate transition planning as part of the IEP process. PEPNET data shows that compared to hearing peers, deaf adults are underemployed and underpaid. They do not feel that they have as many chances at promotion and reveal disparities in their career advancement. According to the U.S. Census in 2011, only 47.9% of deaf adults were employed. Secondary transition planning should be a bridge from school programs to participating in opportunities in adult life. Minnesota Statute states that transition planning from school to adult life begins at the latest during grade 9. The transition plan must address the needs for transition from secondary services to post-secondary education and training, employment, community participation, recreation and leisure, and home living. In 2007, the Office of Special Education Programs, or OSEP, required states to develop a comprehensive state plan on 20 specific indicators that measure student outcomes. Indicator 13 measures the percent of IEPs that include appropriate measurable post-secondary goals, age-appropriate transition assessments, transition services, courses of study, annual IEP goals related to the student's transition services and needs, and evidence that the student was invited to the IEP meeting. These requirements make up the essential components in a student's IEP when they reach transition age. So how is Indicator 13 measured? Your transition guide shows a checklist that can help your IEP team make sure all the necessary transition elements mentioned in Indicator 13 are included in the student's IEP. Deaf and hard of hearing students need to develop the same transition skills as their hearing peers, but with added emphasis on communication. It is imperative that all forms of communication used by a person who is deaf or hard of hearing are respected, and that they are environments that encourage both their expressive and receptive communication. This standard should also be used when planning for the future. Not always so easy as a young adult independently navigating in post-secondary education, workplace environments, and their community. What communication accommodations will provide the richest communication experience? What supports need to be in place to facilitate communication, such as interpreters, assisted listening devices, and other adaptive equipment? Does a student have the self-advocacy skills needed to request these accommodations and facilitate communication preferences on their own? These are just several of the reasons that students with hearing loss require equal, if not greater, self-advocacy skills than their hearing peers. Learn about self-advocacy, one of the most important transition skills for the deaf and hard of hearing student, in the next section.